Welcome to SAR Trail and welcome to Moab, Utah. We are at the Maverick Station. They call it the Maverick South here in Moab because there's two Maverick stations. This one offers water to fill up your water tanks. We got into Grand Junction really late last night. It was super cold. We had to go over a couple mountain passes getting across the Rockies over to the western slope of Colorado. And we thought we'd save the wait on here and not worry about having water in our trailer that potentially could freeze. So that's how we're filling up today. I'm going to turn on the water pump so we can fill up our hot water tank also. So that gives us another 6 gallons of storage. So we have 42 gallons in the main tank, 6 gallons in the water heater. How are we doing, Bailey?
Good.
All right, so it's a little bit chilly. You can see the way we're dressed here, but it's way warmer than it was, you know, up in the mountains of Colorado. So we are super excited. This is going to be a great getaway for us. So come join us. We're going to show you all around Arches National Park. How are we doing, Bailey?
Good.
Almost full?
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, you know, out here in the desert, water is scarce, but thankfully the Maverick just says, hey, come fill up your tank. They didn't ask us how many gallons or anything like that. They just say, hey, hook up your hose. You're good to go get full. So that's good. We're going to need it.
So we're heading into the Moonflower grocery store. It's right in downtown Moab. It's a neat little store we like, so we're gonna go in and grab a couple things.
After picking up some groceries, we went to the Arches National Park Visitor Center. This is one of the best visitor centers that we have seen. The construction of the building fits right into the surrounding landscape.
We like coming to visitor centers at the national parks, and I get to collect patches.
There's all kinds of souvenirs, artwork, and a large assortment of books about the park and other outdoor exploration topics. They also have a few cool hats to choose from. I really like getting hats or t-shirts from the unique places that we visit. I think those hats and those t-shirts are a reminder of the great family time that we've had.
I heard it got sold.
What do you think? All right, sold.
Or the prices at City Market. Just going up and up.
In between our road trip overlanding trips, Bailey saves up her money, works and saves up money so she can buy stuff.
So far, so good.
There is also plenty of geological information / speculation about the formation of this one-of-a-kind terrain. I say speculation because there is no recorded history dating back 500 million years ago as suggested by the geological theory promoted by the visitor center. For that matter, there's very little history of this area dating back even a mere 500 years.
So this is one of the nicer visitor centers for any national park. They've really done a great job of just kind of bringing the outside in here. Arches is super cool. It started out as a national monument and then it became a national park. And there's somewhat of a legal description that defines the two and makes them different. Probably funding. When you become a national park, you become more well-funded and you get great visitor centers and paved roads and things like that. There's over 2,000 arches just outside this window. We're probably not going to be able to show you every one of them. Some of them are really small, some of them are enormous, some of them you can drive to and see, some of them you got to hike for miles to see. But we're going to see some of the really beautiful ones. So take a look right out here because that's where we're going next.
Upon leaving the visitor center, you begin the ascent up into the park. This is truly one of the most impressive national park entrances you'll ever see. As you begin climbing up this massive canyon wall through a series of switchbacks, you might get overwhelmed with how huge everything is. From the visitor center, you will drive on an amazing 18 miles of winding canyon road to get to the campground. This road will take you past countless rock formations, some of the most notable being Courthouse Towers, the Tower of Babel, Petrified Dunes, the super cool Balanced Rock, and the incredibly massive Fiery Furnace. The campground at Arches is truly a one-of-a-kind experience. It's not dispersed camping, all of the sites are marked. They don't have water or electric, but they do offer a full immersion into this amazing park, and it's conveniently located near some of the most well-known arches.
So, that's me. So we are at the campground. This is in Arches National Park. We found a really cool campsite. This is in their campground. I think there's 53, 54 or something like that sites that you can get. But as far as like a campground is concerned, not a dispersed camping site, but a campground, this one is really cool. I'm happy with it. Natalie's happy with it. It's getting cold right now. The sun is behind those big, huge rock canyon walls that are behind you guys, and it's getting cold. So we're gonna make dinner. We're gonna make taco something tonight, taco salad or tacos, I'm not sure which, but it's gonna be awesome. And then we're gonna show you this amazing place, our amazing campsite tomorrow, and then start showing you some of Arches National Park. So it's gonna be a really good time. All right, so we are gonna make tacos. I'm gonna show you the ingredients. Natalie's gonna do most of the cooking. I'm gonna help her with it a little bit. Organic grass-fed beef, some organic cheese, organic onion,
And
organic garlic, and the chips. Bailey's favorite, chips. And we're making water. We're gonna make some coffee in a little bit because it's crazy cold. Are you staying warm?
yes.
So Bailey was out hiking all around our campsite. Like we'll show you in the morning, but there's rock outcropping and stuff everywhere. So this is like a dream for her. We got our bedding set up. We're doing a little bit different because if you recall, our Hummer H3 is in the shop. And so we're not in the Hummer H3. We're in a different vehicle, which we're probably not going to show you very much of. We're in the tent, and Bailey's going to be sleeping in the pickup truck 4x4 that we're in, inside of it. So we have a heating blanket in here because it's going to get crazy cold tonight. It's like 21 degrees tonight. No insulation in our tent yet. We're still working on that. Bailey's going to be in the truck on an air mattress with a wool moving blanket over the bottom, sheets, blankets, and she's going to have a two-way radio, so if she does get cold, we're going to climb in. You're going to have her climb in with us. So you're going to let us know, right?
Yes.
I think she's going to be great because she has like 4 seriously warm blankets that are going to be piled all over her. She can sleep in like the coldest weather and do just fine. So let's make some dinner before it gets too cold, too dark, but at least the breeze has died down. It's really nice. Good?
Yep.
Let's do it. So we just added chili powder, some cumin, some salt, and now a little bit of black pepper that big Bailey that Natalie's putting in. It smells so good. I cannot wait to eat. And you know what? It feels like it's not getting any colder right now. The breeze has died down. There was a little bit of a breeze before. That's died down. And now it's just calm, still, chilly, but not cold. It's going to be a great dinner tonight. Right, so it is like a taco salad. We got the chips, everything. Let's take a look. Let's see. That ground beef is awesome. Really good, Bailey. Bailey, mommy. Dinner was awesome. Let's eat. It's cold. So it's definitely cooling off now, but we have some coffee in the works. Got the fire going. I need to get it going a little bit better to keep us warm. But a nice warm cup of coffee will make all the difference. So you guys can't see us. You can only see the fire, but we're sitting by the fire. Natalie and I have coffee. I wish we could show you all of the stars. I don't know how to do like star night videography. I got to learn how to do that because it's just amazing. We haven't seen this many stars in I don't know how many years.
Long time.
What did you see, Bailey?
A shooting star?
Your first one ever?
Yes.
She got so excited. So Bailey got crazy excited, almost tripped and landed in the fire, chasing out her first shooting star that she saw. Pretty cool.
In the morning, Bailey and I explore the beautiful landscape right behind our campsite. The mix of canyon walls, slick rock, and fine red sand make for the perfect playground. After breakfast, we set out to see Delicate Arch, one of the most photographed arches in the world and the most visited attraction at Arches. So when you go, expect it to be crowded. So we are at the trailhead for Delicate Arch. I think it's around a 2.5 mile hike. They say in hot conditions it can be really strenuous, but no risk of that today. I think
because it's so cold today, it should feel like about 1.5 miles instead of 2.5 miles, because it is seriously still cold. The wind is blowing, but man, it's gorgeous. There's no clouds in the sky. We have been to Arches a couple times before. We've never done this hike. We've always wanted to get to see Delicate Arch, so here's our chance. Let's do it. So on the Delicate Arch Trail, the first thing you're going to see is Wolf Ranch. It's an old ranch and a cabin. You can see a food cellar over here to the other side. And this is like pretty harsh conditions for when this thing was built, that they were living out here. I'm sure there was no real easy water source. And when it gets cold, it gets cold. When it gets hot, it's brutal. But this old building, this old cabin has held up for a lot of years. It's pretty impressive. All right, so I stand corrected. There is a creek right here at Wolf Ranch. So maybe the people that were the settlers that came here because there was some water. I doubt that it's year round, but it's running in the winter, so that's a good sign.
After Wolf Ranch, you can veer off to a side trail where you will see a small area of petroglyphs. This trail will loop you right back to the main hike. The Delicate Arch Trail will cover 3.2 miles round trip with an elevation gain of 550 feet. If you're not up to that hike, there are 2 other viewpoints. The lower viewpoint is near the trailhead parking lot about 1.5 miles from the arch. The upper viewpoint is closer at 0.5 mile from the arch, but it does require a short but steep hike to reach. However, if you want the best view of this arch, you will want to do the long hike that leads you right to the base of it.
All right, so from here out, we are on Moab, Slick Rock, all the rest of the way till we get to Delicate Arch. It's gonna get a little more difficult, but man, it's such a beautiful day that it almost makes it feel easy out here. If you look really closely, this looks like the spot where they shot the lunar landing. I think that's Neil Armstrong right there. I'm just saying. All right, so it's not the face of the moon, but this is so cool. This is like one massive Moab slick rock. These are the things we long to get our H3 on when we're over here in Moab. And it's just so cool to be hiking on one, making our way up to this arch. How you doing, Bailey? How you doing, camera lady?
Good.
All right, it's getting steep now. Let's keep pressing on.
On hikes like this, it's important to have the right shoes or boots with good grip. Slick Rock, in spite of its name, offers impressive grip with the proper hiking boots.
All right, I think we're getting close. So we got a lot more slick rock to go through, but I think right around here and over that ridge is where the arch is. Let's see if we can find it. All right, Bailey and I are standing up in this small arch with, through the window you can see Delicate Arch back there. What do you think?
I like it. It's cool.
Pretty awesome. All right, we got to walk around this whole big wall of rock that we're in now, that this arch we're standing in the middle of, get around it, and we're going to come out over there right at Delicate Arch. How cool is that? All right, so this is like the last section before we get to Delicate Arch. There's like a couple 100-foot drop off over here. About a 100-foot wall right here. Super cool.
Just don't walk down.
What do you think? That's pretty
amazing,
stunning, right?
yeah.
That is just, that's amazing. All right, so we finally made it. Delicate Arch, there it is. You come right around the corner and you see it. It's like everything's pretty much flat or a bowl, and then this skinny arch stands up. It's truly gorgeous, and I love the look of Natalie's face when we came around the corner and she saw it. First time ever, pretty cool.
Delicate Arch stands at 52 feet tall, making it the largest freestanding arch in the park. Honestly, it looks much taller in person. In 2002, the Olympic torch was carried right through the arch by a runner as lead up to the Winter Olympics of that same year. Each summer, white-throated Swiss nest on the top of the arch.
All right, we're back at camp after seeing Delicate Arch, but right here from our campsite, right behind us is a trail that leads to another 1 or 2 arches. So we're gonna try to get to those before the sun goes down. We're gonna leave Natalie here making dinner for us. You ready?
Yes.
All right, let's go do it. All right, so right behind me, you see Natalie making dinner. And now, let's get going and hit the trail. So you can see this place. This is kind of directly behind our campsite. You saw the footage of all the areas that Bailey and I hiked on earlier, and just how gorgeous it is. It's just, I can't tell you, it's just so gorgeous.
The hike to Broken Arch from our campsite is a 1.2 mile out and back, and it gets more beautiful with every step. The Broken Arch trail is easy, and it has only 59 feet of elevation change. You can do the full loop and see a second arch, giving a round trip of 3.2 miles. The loop trail passes right through Broken Arch.
What? Look at that. All right, so we are in this, I think it's called like a slot canyon. That is so cool. That is super cool. Let's check it out.
This is the coolest trail I've ever been on. I don't think it's this way. Which way is it?
We're good. There's just something special about Utah and Moab especially. It's not just the arches, it's the rock walls and the canyons and these spires that just seem to pop out of just everywhere. Really special place for us. We always love camping, overlanding, hiking around here. Just beautiful.
Broken Arch sits above a pygmy forest of pinyon pine and juniper trees, and the arch makes a perfect picture frame for the landscape below. After a great day of hiking, it was time for dinner under a gorgeous sunset, followed up with a great night's sleep.
Good morning. It's another beautiful morning here in Arches. Not much of a breeze, which is nice. It is still really cold. We are finding ways to stay warm here. We need to, for the Bush Company tent and our iCamper tent when we get back in our H3, we need insulators for those things, for sure. The 12-volt heating blanket we're using in the Bush Company tent right now is okay. I think we're going to try to figure a way to use a regular 110 or 120, whatever it is, and plug into a power inverter and do heat that way. I think it's just a better heating blanket. Next thing we got to figure out is our water heater in the trailer. It's not working. I mean, it runs and it heats up a couple ounces of water, and that's all we get. And then when the pump kicks on, immediately we're getting kind of cold water again. So we got to figure that out. So we haven't showered here. I mean, normally we shower every day when we're out camping, but we haven't showered because we don't have enough hot water to shower. So got to figure that out. It'd be nice to get a shower. It's been a couple days. You guys that have been watching our trail, you know me. A couple days for me not showering, I don't like that at all. I need a shower every day, or 2 showers a day. But to warm up the morning, we're going to make some espresso. We got Ozo coffee, organic Swiss, what is it, Swiss press, whatever, coffee. I'm too tired to talk right now. We're gonna make some espresso, so that should be good. Warm up the body a little bit. And we got a really cool hike we're gonna do today that has multiple arches on it, so we're looking forward to that. Still learning how to use that machine, but I like it. All right, so we are at Devil's Garden Trail. There's a whole bunch of arches on this trail. It's a pretty long one, and we're not getting the earliest of starts because it was just super cold this morning. But we're gonna see how many we can see. So let's go. By the way, I have the biggest backpack in Arches on my back right now.
You should get a reward for that. Biggest backpack.
The trail at Devil's Garden is an 8-mile hike if you want to see all of the arches that are here. There's also a primitive trail that will add some additional steps to your day if you choose.
So back behind me is a fork in the trail where you get an option to go over to 2 arches this way, 2 arches the other way. And we're gonna head over and check these out. So this trail is not considered easy, though currently where we're at is pretty flat, a little bit of incline gain and loss. Once again, like anything in Moab, the temperature plays a big role on the extreme of the conditions. Right now it's chilly and windy, so as long as you're bundled up, you're okay. But in the summer, be ready. But you're still gonna need lots of water, no matter what time of year it is. Okay, so Tunnel Arch right back there. And what makes this one so unique is it's like a funnel almost, that it's so, as you get to the outside, it's really deep, and then it just kind of tapers in like a funnel as you kind of make your way through the arch. It's incredibly thick. A lot of these are really thin, like Delicate Arch is thin. Some of the other ones we're going to see are thin. Not this one. It is massive. It's like some ancient civilization drilled that hole to be like a telescope looking somewhere. Because wind and erosion, I don't know. That's some pretty thick wall. Pretty cool to look at. Okay, so you can see Tunnel Arch off over here, and here's that other smaller arch. You can't really see daylight through it because it curves at like a 90-degree angle. But pretty cool. So this is Pine Tree Arch. When you approach it from the trail, like at an angle, it has that kind of pine look to it. And I guess that's where it gets its name from. So we have seen Tunnel Arch, Pine Arch, and up next is?
Landscape Arch.
Landscape Arch. Why do they call it that?
I don't know.
Huh.
Maybe there's trees in it. I don't know.
Let's go check it out.
Okay.
Right back behind me is Landscape Arch. This is that really long, skinny, narrow one that I don't know how we're going to be able to video this one for you guys, because you really got to get on the back side of it, which I don't think is really possible. there it is, Landscape Arch. Really hard to get good video, especially where the sun is right now and on the side that we're on. Years back, you used to be able to hike up on that hillside and kind of get the view looking out from the arch, but it spans 306 feet. Back in 1991, they had the last big collapse on it was 18 tons of rock came off in like a storm. And you can kind of see that really narrow part off on the side over here that it is getting really thin, but it's super beautiful. That's probably the second most iconic arch here in Arches. This is the part of the trail that requires a little technical ability. There's some scrambling, some boulders to get over, some ledges, but it's worth it to get to the other arches that are that way. All right, back behind me it gets a little more technical. Let's go give it a try.
Yeah, no, to me that's nice, because that's like rose. That's basically rose and
Thanks. This is so much not like what Natalie loves to do. She's coming up over the hardest section yet. Let's take a look. Just look up. Just follow the trail. So there's a good 50-foot drop on either side. Definitely not a easy part for anyone who has any kind of fear of heights. Good job, baby. Is that right in the comfort zone?
No, I don't like that.
You did great.
You coming down?
Yeah. No, with the camera, it's a little tough with
It is tough.
being short one hand.
Gage, wait for them to come up. Gage, stop.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Good.
We paused here to shed a few layers of clothing, eat a few oranges, and refuel with some nuts and trail mix.
We didn't even get to partake in our...
do you see?
I see a lot.
Yeah, what a view. What a great window. All right, so right behind me, Partition Arch. Pretty self-explanatory. You can see that it's basically one arch divided into two sections. Or two arches. You guys figure it out. But man, it's beautiful. You could just walk right into it. So let's go check it out. All right, we are approaching Navajo Arch. This one, once again, is like right at ground level. Well, whatever ground level is where you're at, but right here with the path, looks like it goes right on inside. Let's go see. Is it?
Yeah.
Can you see through it? Looks like it's really thick. How cool is this one?
This is the coolest one I've seen.
Okay, this is what I want to do. I want to buy this little piece here and build a house right here.
So do I.
How cool would that be?
I think just.
All right, we're standing kind of inside the slot canyon of Navajo Arch, and it's incredibly thick, right at path level, which is super cool. And you can see the pinyons and the cedar trees. Really, really beautiful. So we're on our way to Double O Arch. This one looks like a pretty flat leading up to the arch, but then I think it gets some serious incline once you get up close. This is, if you've been following SAR Trail for a while, you know that Natalie has had, other than falling on a trail, been having just some health struggles to go through, some things to kind of navigate through. And these past couple of days, this is the most hiking she's done in a really long time. And I'm really glad that you're able to do this, because a year ago, there is no way she could have done this.
No.
But now, we're out hiking all over Arches National Park. She's getting tired and exhausted for sure, but she's able to do it. And that's really, really awesome.
You can see Double O Arch from the viewpoint, but if you want to get a closer look, you have to hike down into the canyon, where you can get right up to the lower arch. The trees and rock formations in this canyon garden are almost too good to be true.
Right behind me is Double O Arch. You see the larger one right up top there, and then there's a smaller one down below, kind of like at ground level. These are really cool. The top one you can see is really thin, and then the base of it forms the top of the lower one. So this is the lower arch right here. which is pretty huge itself. You don't really notice it because of the massive one above it, but it is really large itself. Today's hike was awesome. I will tell you, if you're going to do the route, the Devil's Garden hike, plan for it to be your day, because it's going to take you the better part of a day. Especially if you go to see every arch. You know, you can cut off a couple and not see them all. There's a couple things you could kind of divert from. But if you want to see everything, it's going to take you most of the day. Dinner tonight is going to be steak, onions, beef bacon, mushrooms, garlic, and some kind of creamy sauce to hold it all together and keep the warmth in there because it's getting cold right now. I'm going to tell you, it's been such a pleasure being here at the campground at Arches and being able to just hike from our campsite for a lot of the arches, drive just a short distance to see some of the other ones. How'd you do today, baby?
Good. It was fun.
So,
Yeah.
like 6 months ago, or even we'll go back far as 12 months ago, there's no way Natalie could have done these hikes. But now she got out there like a champ and did great. So she's on the road back.
Yeah.
Taking some
Yeah.
more time, but man, it's nice being back out. It's nice being able to do the things that we used to do. So we got some fire going. I'm gonna get the lava box going. We're gonna stay warm tonight. We just got a couple more bundles of firewood, so we're gonna just throw the fire on and really try to stay warm.
Another end to an amazing day, another great dinner, and plenty of time staying warm by the campfire and being in awe of the millions of stars up above our head.
Good morning from camp. Last night was our warmest night. The estimated low was 28, but I don't think we dropped below 32 because we had like a glass of tea sitting out here in our kitchen overnight and it didn't ice over. And all the other previous nights, any water that was outside iced over. So I think we stayed above 32, which was awesome. It was a great sleep. We got the fire going. We're gonna get some breakfast and we're gonna check out a couple more things here around Arches today, and I'm really looking forward to it. All right, Bailey and I are heading to Tapestry Arch. This is another one of the arches that you can hike to right out of the campground. You don't have to drive anywhere. And I think that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 arches that are a pretty easy short hike, all ranging from at maximum 1 mile hike right here from the campground. Some of them are even like a quarter of a mile. And it's not like they're second-rate arches or anything. They're all beautiful. We're gonna show you this one, Tapestry Arch, and then we want to get over to Sand Dune Arch, which we have seen, and it is stunning. It is really special. Maybe one of our favorite ones, maybe our favorite one, because it's down like right in a canyon. I know you're thinking, well, this is Moab, there's canyons everywhere, but this is a very intimate, close, tight canyon, and it's super cool. But let's get to Tapestry first, because Tapestry, kind of like the name, it's full of all different kind of colors. You have blacks and browns and reds and rust colors and tans and whites and yellows. Very beautiful. I think right now this morning the sun will be hitting it really nice, so it should make for a really pretty view. So there's Tapestry Arch right behind us. Let's get closer and check it out. The sunlight is perfect. All right, so there it is right behind us. Let's go up inside and check it out. So what do you think about this one?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. All right, so here's a shot from back behind the arch up against this other wall. You can see it goes up, comes back over, on down. And then of course you have this pretty good sized canyon out here in front of it. Really beautiful. So hopefully you can see it. I think I might have to get you guys back a little further, but at the very top is like white and light color, and then it goes into that really dark kind of burnt color, almost black. And then the underneath side of the arch is another light color, and then you got your reds and your rust colors coming down the sides. So hopefully the video does this one justice. There's even some green up in there, like a mossy color. So hopefully you can see that. I'll probably take you guys back a little further and maybe get a little bit further away shot. That would help too. But I'm telling you, if you haven't been to Arches National Park and you're into stuff like this, when you come here, you gotta have time. You can't do it in a day, you can't do it in 2 days. I mean, really, we've been here for 4 days, I think it is. If you wanna see everything, you need 4 or 5 days. It is what it is. If you want to just hit a couple things, yeah, you could do that in a day, but if you really want to take in the whole park, plan to spend some time. All right, hopefully that view gives you a little bit more of the upper really light tan and almost white colors. And as you can see, off on this side and off on this side are 2 other arches that are forming. Maybe one day they'll become an arch, who knows, but it's 2 areas that are heading in that way with all that decomposing material in them that maybe one day will give them that arch as well. So that'd be cool. This would be like a triple arch, because I don't think there's any triple arches like that anywhere in Arches. So that'd be cool if these form one day. All right, back from the hike. Natalie's got some coffee going. We're gonna do some berries and some granola. Kind of a quick breakfast this morning so we can kind of get moving. One thing I haven't showed you guys, you've seen us use the Blue Eddy solar suitcase. It's kind of that soft-sided solar suitcase we fold out on the ground and we move. Well, we're testing something out. We got it up here on top of the, what is that thing? The Bush Company tent, 200 watt solar. Now, granted, we're facing in a really good direction right now and every day that's been on there, but it has been giving us full charge every day, 100% to our battery bank by the end of the day. Well, actually, long before the end of the day. It gets us there at about maybe 10, 11 o'clock, and it just holds us at 100% charged, which is super cool. So our plan is to put some solar up here on the roof, maybe leave room to mount some surfboards there as well. So it's going to be a little bit of a measuring thing to see how much space we have. But I love it. It's something I don't have to go set up on the ground. I don't have to deal with. We put it right up there, and it's just automatic. I think that's super cool. So we are standing at the trail where it divides for Sand Dune Arch, and this is another one that is reachable. It's a short hike from the campground itself. And this one is really special. Let's go on inside. All right, so you got 2 choices here to get in. You got the lower or the upper. So coming in, the first thing you notice is you're just into some massive canyon walls, and it's really narrow in here, and there's sand everywhere, hence the name, Sand Dune Arch. I'm going to say the walls are easy 200, 250 feet tall. And the sand is like super, super fine. All right, so you end up in this big opening in this slot canyon, and right around this corner is Sand Dune Arch.
So I'm wondering if it
This, I think this one is my favorite arch. It's just so beautiful. I love this one. All right, Sand Dune Arch right behind us. Favorite arch, Bailey?
Sand dune, Navajo, landscape, and delicate.
All right, Natalie?
Delicate, definitely my favorite. Navajo, and this is really, really good.
All right, I'm going to go in no particular order. Double O Arch, which I thought was amazing. Sand Dune Arch, which I can't get enough of. And of course, Delicate Arch, the iconic Utah Arch. You can't leave that one out. Hey guys, this concludes our camping at Arches National Park. Put this one on your bucket list if you haven't been here. It is truly amazing. And we will see you guys next Friday.